All right, everyone. Thanks for doing that. If you haven't had a chance yet, you can finish up your eyebrows. You are going to have some work time here as soon as I get done talking. I'll try to be brief. Um, yeah, so I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about eyes and kind of moving forward, what we're going to be working on for our assignments. So I posted this on Friday just to kind of, oh, great. Just to kind of reference this again. Hold on. I got another version. There we go. So this kind of calls back to the movie we watched on Friday, which is obviously Kung Fu Panda. Just trying to manipulate eyes to make them kind of express different emotions. As you look at this kind of, I don't know, array of emotions, promotions, you can kind of see like a wide variety of different feelings that this character is feeling. And I just want to point out that through very small changes in kind of how the eyes are organized. Also, I guess this has the benefit of him being a panda, so you can kind of see how his face is scrunched around the eyes. But just changing eye direction, where the pupils are in the eye, how large the eye is, where the iris in the pupil. So the iris is the colored portion of the eye. The pupil is the black portion of your eye. So by changing those and manipulating where those, like how those design elements interact with each other, bless you, you can come up with a very wide variety of different emotions, right? So we're going to be kind of talking about that and trying to express exactly whatever your kind of face is expressing that you're working on. And, everyone's a little bit different, so everyone's going to have a slightly different expression. I just wanted to give you guys some examples pretty similar to what we've been working on. So these are all ones that I've drawn in the past. You've seen there's a couple different ways that you can do this, and you kind of have to tailor it to the face that you're working on, right? So a person might have eyes with a lighter iris or might have a darker iris, and that might kind of dictate how you draw their eyes, right? Obviously, kids are going to be a little bit different than adults, right? You can work some eye makeup or eyelashes in there as well if that's something that you want to do. So just wanted to kind of give you some examples of ones that I've done in the past and see they're all like slightly different and they all kind of work to an extent. So I kind of wanted to walk through that with y'all real quick. So we're going to go ahead and pull up Grab It. This is my example from earlier and today. We can go ahead and get rid of those. So this is where we're at right now. Just wanted to point out that I'm working on the same document that I've been working on. It's just the Skinner sticker. I saved it to the cloud, so we're going to continue to work on this and just kind of toggle these different components of the image, right? You can at any time turn any of these paths on and off, so if it's helpful to label them, you can do that as well. Just double click on them. You can actually change what they're called. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to turn my original photograph back on, right? So this is kind of the original photograph that we're dealing with. Should look familiar. It's about what I look like right now. There you go. But now we have to kind of map out these eyes. And the eyes are important because it tells a lot of the emotional story of whatever it is that you're working on. Right? So you can just, by taking a look at this right now, because there is white above my iris, you can tell that I'm sort of pseudo surprised, right? Or I'm doing something with my eyes to indicate some kind of shock. And that's usually what that kind of shows. So we know that right off the bat, and we want to kind of illustrate that as well. But we're going to kind of do the same thing we've been doing, right? So outlining some of the darker areas, using the pen tool, trying to be as accurate as possible. One thing I did notice that maybe will help with this is I go ahead and turn off the border. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn that eyeball off. And that kind of gives me, I don't know, a little bit more control, I think. We might have to change this, who knows. I'm trying to do it slightly different every time. Again, we're not working with lines, we're working with shapes. So just trying to kind of map out accurately where these kind of darker areas are. Maybe something like that. Obviously, we don't want white. We're going to use a, oops, that's the wrong one. I don't need that. Hold on. Grab my pointer tool, select my path. Hopefully, there we go. And we're going to change it from white to black. All right, I'm going to leave that right there for a minute. Looks like I might have some adjusting to do. I don't have the luxury of long eyelashes, so it's a little bit more difficult to draw. I'm going to try to include my iris. As I said before, I want to indicate that I have kind of a white portion of my eye over there. Trying to get that to work. That's terrifying. Let's just go ahead, turn off the border, and then of course turn that back to black. Okay. Ooh, eye makeup Skinner. Look at that. So that's not terrible. It kind of has like the overall feeling of what we're looking for. But now, as with the eyebrows, the trick is to kind of make something that matches on the other side. I'm going to turn that back on. I have kind of like an angular kind of tone working over here. So I'm going to try to do that kind of same thing over here. Try to, maybe I'll start at the bottom this time. Doesn't really matter where you start. I kind of have this weird wrinkle up here. I'm going to try to just double clicked on accident. Hold on. Try to include that if I can. This might go a little wild. Who knows? Come back in. If you do a little too much, you almost look like, I don't know, you have a black eye or something. But we'll see where it goes. Yeah, it's going to be way too much. But we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. Change that fill. Get rid of that border. Go back to the pen. And try to draw this iris. See if I can include this little shimmer spot. Might be helpful. And blend it in with that other shape. And we'll see how it looks. Click out, zoom out. It's a lot. It's Diva Skinner. Yeah, it's way too much. So, that's what I have so far. Just looking at these two comparisons, the weight is a little too high on this left side, so I'm going to try to thin it out a little bit. Try to get it to match kind of geometrically with this other side. So you can do this with or without. I'm going to go ahead and grab, with or without the original photograph, but I'm going to grab my sub-select tool. I'm going to zoom in and see what I can do over here. Actually, I'm not going to mess with the inside too much. I am going to bring this in. Maybe try to slim this down a little bit. It looks a little bit better in terms of the match. I'm going to turn on my original photo. Still looks like pretty okay. I don't know. For a first attempt, I'm going to leave it. Do look kind of like I'm wearing guy liner, but that's okay. And then remember to always save. Okay, there he goes. He's saving at the top. And then don't forget to take that final screenshot so you can hand in your progress. So we're taking screenshots at every kind of step of the project, right? But you always want to save the document. So you always want to have like the document that you're working off of. You also want to make sure that you're saving your work as well, so you can go back and edit it at some point. How does this work for everyone? Does anyone have any questions?